Namaste and Jai Sri Krishna to all my universal brothers, sisters, loved ones, families. May God bless you and give you long health, wealth, prosperity in all areas of your life. I'd like to thank you from the very bottom of my heart for listening to my YouTube blog, and channel. I'm very grateful. I don't take this for granted. Now, one thing you got to realize that religion is a practical aspect of philosophy, and philosophy is a rational aspect of religion. One thing you got to realize, different religions have different philosophies, and they build on that. For example, we follow the 10 principles, just like you guys have the 10 commandments. Hinduism, it is a way of life. Our main philosophy is service to humanity, right? All of our Vedas, Shastra, Upanishads, Manusmriti, Ramayana, Gita, Mahabharata, all the various Hindu texts, they all speak of one thing and one thing only: humanity. And during the time of creation, there are 10 principles. Dhriti, Chama, Dam, Ast, Soch, Indra, Nigra, Dhi, Vidya, Sat, Akro. Dhriti is humanity, service to humanity. Chama is forgiveness. Dam is self-control. Dhriti, Chama, Dam, Ast means do not steal. Soch means purification of your thoughts, words, and deeds, control of your senses. Dhi means having contentment, studying of the scriptures, be truthful, and have control over anger. Now, the very basic is humanity. Religion is a practical aspect of philosophy, and philosophy is a rational aspect of religion, and they kind of intermingle hand in hand. Now, one thing you got to realize, the philosophy of Hinduism is not a one-armed chair. It is meant for intellectual curiosity and vain discussion. And, just like how, I'm, reaching out my Hindu, brothers and sisters as well, my Buddhist brothers and sisters as well. As soon as you're done, reading the Hindu scriptures as a family, you should sit down and discuss what the topic was about. And further dissect what the topic was about. For example, just like, Christians have Bible school, we also have, Bal Vikas. Like each chapter of the Gita, each doha of the Ramayana, each verse of the Vedas, the Shastra, Upanishads are all dissected. And we should sit down like brothers and sisters and discuss what that topic was about. For example, just one verse of the Gita, yada yada dharamastya glanir bhavati bharat, just that verse alone can intellect in a 1 hour satsang. A 1 hour satsang, a 1 hour, of discussing how that topic can be, and discuss about it and elaborate on it and have feedback on it. That's how the scriptures should be studied. That's how the Bible should be studied. That's how the Quran should be studied. That's how, the Torah should be studied. It should be dissected. And people should come together as a group and discuss what has been said. Hindu philosophy is a way of life. The many Sanskrit scholars of Hinduism seriously reflects after hearing the Shrutis and does Atma Vichar, constantly meditates, and then attains self-realization or Atma Sakshatkar. Now, one thing you gotta realize, Smriti is different, Shruti is different. The many, many saints and sages of India, of the Himalayas, have meditated for many, many years. And they came up with Shrutis, which is the divine word of God, something that is heard and then written. It is from Deovani. Deo means God. Vani means word. Deovani. It is the inspiration of God. It is God inspired. Right? And then Smriti is something that is remembered from generation after generation. But the original is still comes from Shruti. Now, one thing you got to realize is that Atma Vichar is when your mind is pure. When you realize that you and the Creator are one and vice versa. Just like how Jesus Christ said in the Bible that I and the Father are one. When you realize that you and your spiritual father are one being, that is called Atma Vichar or Atma Gyan. You must constantly meditate to realize self-realization, which is also called Atma Sakshatkar as well. Now, moksha is his goal. He or she attains Jivan Mukta now and here. Now, how is that possible? Again, Dharam, Arth, Kam, Moksha. Okay, you attain these 4 things. Dharam is, just like how I said, the 10 principles. Dhriti, Chama, Dam, Asa, Saucha, Indriya, Nigra, Dhi, Vidya, Sata, Krodh. And most importantly is humanity. Right? Dharam, Arth. Arth means Kam, means money. God gave you your arms and legs. God gave you a brain. Bhagwan akil dis hai. Bhagwan haath god dis hai. That you were born, you have to work. You have to help yourself. You have to have a family life. You have to have a social life. You have to have a health life. You have to have a spiritual life, and you need money. And how is that possible? God helps those who help themselves. Karam pradhan vishkar rakha jo jiskinto taspal chaka. God gave you your arms and legs to work. Dharam arth ka means fulfillment of desires. And how these desires can be fulfilled if they're from a worthy cause. It is possible to be financially successful. It is possible to be wealthy. And it is possible to have, and be spiritual at the same time. But earn your wealth through honest means. Do not cheat, lie, steal, or hurt anybody. Do not deceive anybody. Do not con anybody. Earn your wealth through honest means and through hard work and through the works of God. Dharam artha kam. Then your desires will be fulfilled. And then moksha is the final stage. That is the meaning of life. Dharam artha kama moksha. Dharam is the 10 principles. Artha means is that you have to take care of yourself, your spiritual life, have a well-balanced life. Dharam artha ka means fulfillment of your desires through positive means and continuous meditation on God, and moksha is the final stage. He or she attempts a Jivan Mukta now and here. It is possible to constantly think about God while you're doing your work at the same time. For example, you should have this mindset. Right? If I were to insult you, you still think about God? If I were to compliment you, you still think about God? For example, like I probably mentioned in my previous video, maybe I mentioned or maybe did not mention it. I had one of my students, he had problems controlling his anger. I said, okay, I will heal your anger controlling problems right now. And this process will last 5 minutes. The second section will last 10 minutes. The third will last a little bit longer. The fourth will last, half an hour, etc. I said, think of your Ishtadeo. Ishtadeo meaning the image of God that you worship, which is all one. And his was Lord Shiva. I said, okay. Lord Shiva is extremely beautiful. He has blue skin. He's in the beautiful Mount Kailash with Parvati on his side. Nandi Bail, Nandi, the giant bull, is his cart, is his chariot. Surrounded with beautiful, beautiful Sakhis who always adore him with flowers. There is a half a crescent moon on his crown, and Mother Ganga is pouring out of his skull, out of his hair, and he is eternal bliss, eternal peaceful. There's no form of evil, no form of taint whatsoever. Think about that as I insult you. Alright? For 5 minutes non-stop, I insulted his mother, I insulted his father, I slapped him, I spat on him, I pushed him down the stairs, and he still thought about Lord Shiva. And then we had a 10-minute session, and I did the same. Then we had a 15-minute session, and I did the same. And then we had a 20-minute session, I did the same. And then a 1-hour session, we did the same. And now, as he works, you don't have to go through that painful method, but now, you just remember God constantly. Anytime you have a negative thought or a self-defeating thought, you think about God. Anything you have, anytime somebody puts you down and says that you cannot do something or that you are not qualified enough, you think about God. Now there are one thing about Hinduism it teaches you how to be a role model for yourself and a role model for societies. And don't let negative, bad situations define you. That is the basic of Hinduism, is positive thinking. Positive thinking. You have to think positively in order to gain positivity in your life. If you think negatively, how do you think you'll gain positivity in your life? That is what Hinduism teaches. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Lord Krishna says, as it is in the inside, so it will be on the outside. Lord Rama says the same thing. Bhagwan Sri Krishna, Rahe bhavna jisko jaisa so prabhu murd dekhe vaisa. Lord Rama says the same exact thing. Upanishads say the same exact thing. The Shastras says the exact same thing. So this is the very, very basic thinking of humanity. As if you don't think positively, how can you expect to be a positive person? How can you expect to be a positive role model? How can you expect to be a positive role model for the community? And how can you expect to uplift the community if you yourself think negatively? If you think negatively and you think that you're going to be a role model for the community, you are a big hypocrite. Not only Hinduism, but Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Christianity, all religions teach the same exact thing, is to remain positive. Now, positivity is the main philosophy of Hinduism. Now, may God bless you. Thank you very much for watching my blog. Please comment, subscribe, ask questions. In the bottom of the description box, there is my email address. Feel free to ask me as many questions as you want. And one thing, please do not ask me anything controversial or anything that has to do with controversial issues like, abortion, affirmative action, the death penalty, same-sex marriage, legalizing marijuana. What are your thoughts on capital punishment? Anything that is controversial, please, please abstain from that. But anything that has to do with meditation, controlling the mind, thinking about God, being one-mindedness, about Hinduism, scriptures, please do not hesitate to ask. Please. May God bless you. May God bless you in all areas of your life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. God bless you.